everybody, and welcome to another episode of War Machines. So, last time, we started Heat H, where another group of 12 robots all made their debut, looking to provide that first impression and officially claim a spot in this episode's semi-final bracket. And as of now, those 12 robots were reduced down to 8, as the best of those 12 robots all claimed spots into this semi-final episode. They'll be looking to fight for a spot in the grand final. So, lots of fun for tonight, because there's quite a few big names on there. So let's quick review the bracket and find out who it was who made it to this point. And here is the bracket. So to start off the top left there, we got two hard-hitting spinners between the horizontal spinner of Mo and the drum spinner of Warbin 2. Then right down below, we have a major battle of offense versus defense. We have Ominous and their drum spinner, who will be taking on the wedge of Thunderchild. Then on the right side, on the top there, we have a rematch from BattleBots, the 2020 season, where Jackpot will take on Sub-Zero, battle of two big names. Then down below, we got two of the more interesting designs of this bunch. We have Quantum coming in with their Crusher, taking on Rusty and that Hammer, two very different weapons from the rest of the field. So yeah, that's the bracket right there. Lots of fun fights are sure to be coming, especially right in this first round. So I think we should go ahead and start talking about the first match, because this is going to be a fun episode. So for our first match, we're going to lead it off with Ominous versus Thunderchild. Ominous, who is a rookie to the field of War Machines, versus Thunderchild, where this is their third season here. So, on the left side we got Ominous, who dismantled Warbin 2 and won that by a pretty decisive KO. They're taking on Thunderchild, who was able to use that wedge to dictate the pace of the fight and win a pretty easy judge's decision against Knife Legend. So yeah, what's kind of the game plan for both of these robots? I suspect for Ominous, it's probably going to be to get underneath Thunderchild and hit them as time and time again with that spinner, because they have advantages here based on the fact that they can actually do damage. But Thunderchild's definitely not one to underestimate too. Thunderchild's been very well known to be an excellent control bot, and that wedge is very low to the ground. So they're probably going to look to keep that front pointed towards Ominous as much as possible, hope they can get underneath those forks on Ominous, and hope to control the match and avoid that drum spinner. I think Thunderchild will have a hard time outmaneuvering Ominous thanks to those Omni Wheels, but this should be a fun fight regardless. So, anyway, I think we should go ahead and get to this match and find out who's going to be the first robot to claim a spot into this episode's top 4. Let's get to this fight. Time for this match to begin, both bots being in the middle, and Ominous flipped over early on that wedge on Thunderchild, very low to the ground. It's going to be hard for Ominous to get underneath, penetrate it. Maybe not, actually, because they just flipped Thunderchild, and a huge shot that sent Thunderchild flying. But now Thunderchild charging in there. Ominous now getting another flip. Thunderchild is way less effective when they're upside down, and they don't have a self-righting mechanism. They just rely on being able to drive upside down. So this is huge for Ominous if they can keep Thunderchild upside down. And now Thunderchild just climbing the wall like they're Spider-Man or something. Crazy that bot could do that in this game. So another couple of shots from that drum spinner and Ominous. Thunderchild is smoking, but now they are back on the attack. They are knocking Ominous off balance here. That is what Thunderchild needs to do. They need to avoid these shots at that drum spinner as much as possible. And now another couple of flips there from Ominous, and now getting underneath Thunderchild again. See, there is a small piece missing from the front of that wedge, so I wonder if Ominous is using that to be able to get underneath Thunderchild in a couple of these shots. So, about halfway through this match, I'd say Ominous probably winning so far with those couple of shots they've landed, but Thunderchild is definitely not far behind right now, because they have gotten several excellent control moments. And a wheel just came off of Thunderchild right there. I wonder if in one of those earlier shots, Ominous knocked a wheel loose, because Thunderchild now on 3 wheels, and now Ominous starting to pick apart that wedge. That wedge has shattered in those 2 shots. Ominous really starting to establish dominance. I don't think we've ever seen Thunderchild take this kind of damage before. And now back on the attack, another couple of nice shots. But now Thunderchild temporarily was underneath, but now they're under the mercy of Ominous's spinner once again. This is such a lethal drum spinner on Ominous. Definitely one of the more destructive weapons. This is not a robot you want to underestimate for sure. Less than a minute to go in this fight. I'd say Ominous has pretty well established itself as the leader of this match so far. But Thunderchild, they're not out yet. They are still fighting. 30 seconds left to go. Thunderchild has taken such a beating in this match, but they're still hanging in there. They ain't quitting yet, so yeah. Ominous charging back once again. 15 seconds left to go. Ominous is at the sides, but Ominous able to shake off that attack by Thunderchild, and it is looking like we are going to have a judge's decision as these last few seconds tick on by. And what a lead-off match this was. So yeah, right at the start of the match, Ominous showed that it indeed did have the ground game to challenge Thunderchild. Thunderchild did get underneath quite a few times, but Ominous got underneath quite a few times himself. Landed shots like those ones in those first couple replays, and that right there. So we learned pretty quickly that when Thunderchild is inverted, they are way less effective of a robot, and that is something that hasn't really been exposed of Thunderchild throughout their first 2 seasons here so far. So yeah, this is absolutely new and was big for Ominous to take advantage of. They were eventually able to just pick apart that wedge, just shatter it, break it in half a couple times, break off those forklets or whatever they're called, and then just continue to take Thunderchild apart piece by piece. Great fight right here from these two robots. Let's go ahead and hear what the judges had to say. So, the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Ominous! So yeah, I agree with that call, and I think that was a pretty easy judge's decision. It was very back and forth in the first half of that match, but as soon as Ominous started landing more and more damaging shots onto Thunderchild, it became pretty decisive, and they became a pretty clear leader in my book. Was still an awesome fight, and sad that we have to say goodbye to Thunderchild. Awesome robot, and delivered quite a few entertaining fights. But we'll see Ominous in the next round, and we'll see who they take on next. Should be a pretty interesting one, that's for sure. And speaking of that matchup is next. So our next matchup features Bourbon2 and Mo, two of the bigger spinners in this field. So on the left side we got Bourbon2, who had to go through the redemption round after an early loss to Ominous, but then bounced back with a victory over Doraemon and Marvin in order to get to this point. They are taking on the hard-hitting horizontal spinner of Mo, who is a former War Machines champion, but then definitely might not have been in this class, but this bot is still lethal when it comes to that horizontal spinner, as they dismantled Sub-Zero, a former top 8 finisher, in order to get to this point and get one of the higher seeds. So I expect we're going to see a lot of weapon-on-weapon action between these two robots, but they both have weaknesses that the other is going to try to take advantage of. So Bourbon2, definitely watch out for those gyroscopic forces, and then Mo, their stability, and all 4 of those exposed wheels. So I think a lot of that stuff is really going to come into play in this match. So I think this match is going to really come down to who can take advantage of the other robot's weakness better, and who can land the shots they want to land before their opponent can land the shots they want to land. So a lot of driving and careful precision is going to really come into play in this match for sure. So, and I don't blame him, that's for sure. So, I'm really excited for this one. We got 2 hard-hitting spinners, so I don't expect this to go to the judges. So, I think we should go ahead and get to this match. Time for this match to begin. And now both bots, trying to outmaneuver the others. Like Mo was trying to outmaneuver Bourbon, and they knocked Bourbon off balance with that weapon-on-weapon shot. Nice shot right there from Bourbon that knocks Mo off balance. And nice shot to the wheels. And that's exactly where Bourbon's trying to target. Those exposed sides, those exposed wheels. More weapon-on-weapon action in between these two bots. And off comes a wheel! Mo has lost that back left tire. And now looking to go weapon-on-weapon, it looks like. And flipping Bourbon over, and a nice shot to the underside. Both bots under fire right now. Both are taking huge hits, probably big-time damage as well. And yeah, but I gotta imagine that Bourbon 2 benefited most from it so far, because Mo lost a wheel and Mo is smoking. But watch that control board on Bourbon 2, that's for sure. And now more shots to the sides and the front, and down goes the control board. When I said watch the control board on Bourbon, I clearly wasn't kidding right there. And I was definitely not expecting that fight to go to the judges, and you see exactly why. Both bots under heavy fire here. Lots of weapon-on-weapon shots, lots of shots to the sides and the backside. Mo lost a wheel. This fight had a lot of everything. Lots of back and forth action. But then we found out later in the match that while Bourbon 2 seemed to be winning quite a few of these weapon-on-weapon exchanges here, it turns out they were the one that was really taking heavy fire control board-wise, because it only took a couple more shots landing from Mo onto the sides, backside, even weapon-on-weapon to take out that control board and seal the victory for Mo. Mo is going to move on where they will take on Ominous. Well, anyway, we have another fight up for you, and it's a battle between two BattleBots contenders. Two very different weapon designs from what we have here in this semifinal. We have Quantum and Rusty, two BattleBots contenders. Quantum here for their third season. Rusty, this is their first season in this series. So yeah, to start this one off, we have Quantum on the left side coming in with this very new design, this much better armored and more powerful Crusher version of itself, and we sure got a really good look of that in their opening round match, where they just absolutely outdrove, outcontrolled, and outdamaged the horizontal spinner of Marvin. Then on the right side we have Rusty coming in with their hammer design. They won a showdown of the hammer bots in their opening round match in a very close judge's decision between them and Giraffe. So yeah, so what's going to be on the line for these two robots? So we got two more so unique designs, with Quantum being one of very few Crushers in the field, and Rusty being one of not many hammers, but there are definitely more hammers in the field than there are Crushers. So it's going to be interesting to find out how these two decide to deal with each other. So with Quantum, I worry about the height of Rusty, because that is a much bigger robot than what Quantum had to fight in Marvin. So Quantum might have to get a little crafty with the driving for this. While Rusty, they're just going to be trying to strike Quantum as many times as they can with the hammer and try to avoid those big bites. So yeah, I expect this to be a major driving battle between these two robots, and certainly it's going to be one to really... This one I could see going the distance here, and whoever can do more with their weapons probably going to be the one to come out on top in this one. So regardless, I'm pretty excited for this match. I think this will be an awesome showdown between two great BattleBot contenders, so I think we should go ahead and get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. Quantum rushing right out of the gate with that aggressive driving strategy that we saw in that fight with Marvin. Nice shot by Rusty, striking the front of Rusty, and now Rusty looks like they managed to get a bite into the side of Rusty. Forget what I was saying about Quantum having trouble with the height of Rusty, because so far they are showing no problems with that whatsoever. And now Rusty pinned in the corner right now. I see they lost a piece right there. Might have been, looks like a piece of their weapon actually. So Quantum already getting some damage in with that shot. And yeah, now Quantum trying to get another bite into the front and the sides of Rusty. Rusty did land a hammer shot there, but right now it's Rusty in complete control of this match. So one weakness of Rusty is that it's not that fast and not that maneuverable compared to Quantum, and Quantum is exploiting that big time, because right now Rusty is just being completely outdriven. Nice shot by Rusty, but they are taken into the corner once again. Rusty is doing a pretty good job laying some shots with that hammer, but they are not slowing Quantum down one bit here. Quantum's just continuing to run full force into Rusty. They are determined to penetrate something with that crusher, and taking Rusty into the rails again is Quantum. Halfway through this match, Rusty is definitely going to need to do something big to turn this fight around, because right now this is Quantum's fight to win. And now they have had Rusty by the sides, but they let Rusty go. Now they have Rusty again here. So that wedge is doing big things for Quantum here, helping scoop up Rusty and deliver them into position for a bite with that crusher. And they have been very successful at that. And now they have Rusty again by the sides, but Rusty is using that hammer and the forces generated within it to escape from Quantum's grip. Worked out pretty well, but now they're caught in Quantum's clutches again here. Rusty just needs to get out of that clutches of Quantum, as they have been for like the past minute or so. Oh, Quantum just continued to dig into there, and looks like they did penetrate something, because Rusty is smoking, and that certainly does not look good on Rusty. So Rusty being trapped in the corner once again here by Quantum, and just at the mercy of this crusher. And right back on the attack goes Quantum, and there goes the entire hammer. It was like Quantum bit into that weapon arm, and it managed to snap the hammer completely off here. So now Rusty without a weapon here, 10 seconds left to go. It is looking like we are going to have a judge's decision once again. And what a tactical fight this was between these two robots. Yeah, another phenomenal driving job by the people behind Quantum here. Quantum showed that they have maneuverability advantages between them and Rusty, and they were able to use that to just completely outdrive the Hammerbot, and then deliver themselves into a position to where they're able to get a bite in with that crusher and start dishing out some damage. They were able to take the hammer shots very well from Rusty, and then delivered just as powerful bites that arguably did a lot more damage than what Rusty was able to do here, including even eventually breaking the hammer on Rusty, which is just incredible. Awesome control battle from Quantum. Definitely will probably be the one to win this decision, but what an awesome showing this was from these two robots. Let's go ahead and hear what the judges had to say. So, the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Quantum. So yeah, I think we all probably expected that Quantum was probably going to be the one to take that judge's decision. Rusty did get multiple hammer shots and with their weapon, but it was Quantum, that wedge and that crusher, dictating the pace of the fight, and they definitely did a lot more in this match. So, well-deserved spot in the next round by Quantum. Sad that we have to say goodbye to such a fan-favorite BattleBot in Rusty, but great showings from Rusty. Can't wait to see what they have in store for us for the rest of the season. Let's go ahead and move on to the last fight in the first round of this semifinal. So the last fight in this first round semifinal is a rematch between two BattleBots contenders. We have Jackpot and Sub-Zero. So on the left side we have Jackpot coming in with those vertical spinners for the first time in War Machines. And definitely they debuted pretty well, showed that those two vertical spinners are very effective. But there were definitely some concerns for Jackpot, because their drive got pretty badly mangled up in that fight with Doraemon, and they took quite a lot of damage of their own, facing off against that full body spinner. So I think despite that victory, they still have a lot to prove here. Then on the right side we have Sub-Zero, a former top 8 finisher in War Machines, because last season they made the top 8. But Sub-Zero bringing that flipper back, they were dismantled by Mo in the first round, and then won pretty easily their Redemption Rumble with Knight Legend and Giraffe. So they are back in it here, and they're definitely looking to make their case for why they deserve that grand final spot. And it'll first start off with this match with Jackpot. So I suspect the ground game is going to be very key in a fight like this, because whoever gets underneath the other is sure to dictate the pace of this fight, and Sub-Zero probably needs to avoid those vertical spinners at all costs, that's for sure, because having a non-damaging weapon can tend to lead to disadvantages. I think Sub-Zero can definitely do it, because they definitely didn't make that top 8 run last season for nothing. So, anyway, I'm excited for this match. These are two awesome BattleBot contenders once again who are about to enter the arena, and we're about to see another awesome showdown between these two robots. So I think we should go ahead and get to this match. Time for this match to begin. Both bots meet in the middle. Jackpot inverted after that first little collision. A nice little lift from Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero looking to get that flipper into play early and often. Nice flip there, but then a mistimed flip right there that leads to Jackpot landing some shots at those vertical spinners. This is exactly what Jackpot was looking for. Opportunities to knock Sub-Zero off balance and then start digging into that frame with their vertical spinners. Little more head-on action between these two robots. Sub-Zero's got to be careful, and nice shots by Jackpot. One wheel comes off, two wheels come off. Sub-Zero has already lost half their mobility, and we're not even a minute into this fight. More pieces just flying off, a lot of it being on top. Nice couple of shots right there from Jackpot. Jackpot really started to stack up the damage. Huge hit there from Jackpot. A couple more pieces flying off. Sub-Zero starting to really take some damage here. Jackpot off balance, not before landing a shot on Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero looking to try to keep Jackpot off balance. So, yeah, Jackpot slips away, and now back on the attack is Jackpot. Nice couple of shots there. More pieces of that flipper are flying off. Jackpot just no mercy on Sub-Zero here. They just want to dismantle that robot piece by piece. And there went another wheel on Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero now down to one tire left. How are they going to be able to take this one? Because, yeah, what are they going to be able to do here? Sub-Zero showing very little signs of life, but enough to where Jackpot's got to go straight in for the kill. Another couple more shots on the sides and the backside. There goes that last wheel. I think that's going to do it here. And Jackpot knocking Sub-Zero off balance again for a couple final shots. And Sub-Zero is not moving. Jackpot hanging out behind them just in case his Sub-Zero sprouts wings or something. But it is looking like this is going to end in a knockout for Jackpot. And what a fight it was, what a performance from that robot. So yeah, I mentioned that Jackpot probably needed a bit of a redeemer for this match after some of the problems they had in their last match, and I'd say they delivered. Definitely they got to showcase the power of those vertical spinners very well in this match. Constantly was able to knock Sub-Zero off balance and just dismantled that robot piece by piece with those deadly vertical spinners. Crazy that we've seen a top 8 finisher in Sub-Zero just get dismantled not once but twice this season so far, because that eventually led to their downfall and led to Jackpot advancing to the next round. Those vertical spinners definitely have a lot of power to them. It is definitely not a weapon to underestimate for any of their opponents going forward. Namely, that's going to be Quantum, because Jackpot and Quantum have a fight coming in the next round, and I'm very excited for it. Sad that we have to say goodbye to such a big finisher from last season in Sub-Zero, but thanks to them for providing lots of entertaining fights. So anyway, here is the updated bracket. After Borvin 2, Thunderchild, Rusty, and Sub-Zero all fell. Sad that we had to say goodbye to all 4 of those robots, and hopefully we'll see them all for a bonus fight. But anyway, next round, we'll see matchups between Mo and Ominous, 2 hard-hitting spinners. And then we'll see another tactical match here, where we have Jackpot, who just showed us the deadly showcase of those vertical spinners. They'll be taking on the deadly crusher of Quantum in the next round. Both of those should be fun fights. Definitely very excited for it. Lots of worthy contenders to be in the top 4, but let's go ahead and start talking about our first matchup of the top 4. So our first matchup of the top 4 features Mo and Ominous. So both these robots have been on a major trail of destruction so far. Mo dismantled Sub-Zero and then Borbin 2 to get to this point. Ominous managed to take apart Borbin 2 and then Thunderchild to get to this point. So both these robots have proven that they have very hard-hitting vertical spinners, but both of them do have vulnerabilities for the others to worry about. So with Mo, it's definitely going to be their own stability and those 4 exposed wheels. While Ominous, they're not the fastest, they're definitely not the most fast robot and don't have a lot of push power to it. And then that drum spinner doesn't have a huge amount of reach to it. So lots of that stuff could really come into play in this fight right here. So I imagine this is another case like Mo's last matchup with Borbin 2, where this match is just going to come down to who can pick their shots first between the two of them and who can land the shots they're going for and take apart their opponent and attack their vulnerabilities. So I think that could really go either way, and this is another match that I would not expect to go the full 3 minutes, that's for sure. So yeah, another exciting match is coming up next, and I'm really all for it. So I think we should go ahead and get to this showdown. Time for this match to begin. So Ominous, well, both bots came to speed. Mo landing an early shot. Ominous a huge shot to the sides. And another shot. A piece of Mo just went flying. Looked like one of the weapon rails just went flying off. And Mo just lost a wheel. Ominous clearly on the attack early on, but now Ominous is inverted. However, they do have a self-rider, so they are able to get up and running. But Mo's spinner is up to full speed right now. Ominous looking to get in there. With Mo, you have to encounter the weapon if you're going to take on this one. You got to be able to take shots from that horizontal spinner. And Ominous, not afraid. They are charging into Mo. Not the quickest box rush, but Ominous isn't one of the particularly fastest robots here. But they are getting the job done, because they had Mo right in the corner and was landing a flurry of shots at that drum spinner. More weapon-on-weapon action, more pieces coming off. Primarily pieces of Ominous, I believe. And they're going to wheel on Ominous! Ominous now has lost a tire of their own. They lost that front left wheel. And they seem to be moving alright. And they lost a fork as well now. So now one of those front armor pieces, one of those front armor areas, a little more exposed. And Ominous has taken off a second wheel on Mo. Lots of back and forth action, lots of damage being stacked up on both robots, honestly. That can be kind of expected when you have 2 hard-hitting spinners like this. And Ominous just lost a second wheel of their own. Now they just have that back wheel, but they seem to be driving just fine. And right back on the attack is Ominous, attacking the sides and the backside, exactly what they need to do here. More shots from Mo, and Mo has taken a shot to the backside, which took out its control board. What a fight between these two robots. A fight filled with weapon-on-weapon shots, back and forth damage, and this was just an all-out fun fight. We had 2 of the hardest hitting spinners in this group face off here, and definitely not a fight I was expecting to go the full 3 minutes for sure, and we sure got that. So both bots, lots of damage towards their weapons. Both bots lost a pair of wheels in this match. Many shots to some of their exposed areas, which left both of them very nearing control board. But it was Mo who ended up giving out first in this one, ended up losing this battle of brute force this time. What a performance from Ominous for sure. Because I think Ominous probably won this fight, because I think they got more of the shots they wanted in this match than what Ominous took from Mo's spinner itself. So, great victory by Ominous. We'll see them in the final. And who will they take on between Jackpot and Quantum? Because that fight is next. So, yeah, both bots have been on a killing spree of their own here, because Jackpot has laid waste to Doraemon and Sub-Zero in their first 2 matchups. while Quantum has shown their control abilities is definitely not one to underestimate, as they've used that to take out Marvin and Rusty to get to this point. So this is the first spinner that Quantum, well, the first vertical spinner that Quantum has gone up against so far, and definitely the biggest spinner they've taken on so far. So yeah, Jackpot's strategy is almost certainly going to be try to keep that front pointed at Quantum as much as possible. Because I would say Quantum is the faster and more maneuverable robot, so driving is going to be very key for Jackpot. Quantum's strategy, outdrive Jackpot, dictate the pace of this fight. Because Quantum is definitely not going to want to go head on with those dual disc vertical spinners, because unless if they can break that weapon, they're gonna go flying, and parts are sure to be flying off Quantum. So, yeah, Quantum's definitely gonna need to use their speed and maneuverability advantages here to outdrive Jackpot and get to an exposed area and hope they can puncture it with that Crusher as they have in their other two matchups. So yeah, the driving of Quantum has been very good so far. Can they do it a third time and really take it to the rookie bot of Jackpot and continue this stellar season of theirs? Let's find out anyway, and let's go ahead and get to this fight of two more awesome BattleBots contenders. Let's get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. Jackpot getting those vertical spinners up to full speed, going in for a little jab right at the front there. Quantum needs to avoid that front at all costs here, because those two vertical spinners are no joke on Quantum. Little taps by Jackpot, and Jackpot flipping Quantum over, already knocking some pieces off. A couple huge shots there from Jackpot. Quantum flipped over. They do have a self-rider, but I already see there are some pieces taken out of it. I think Jackpot did some real damage to that self-rider. And Quantum just lost a wheel as well. Quantum flailing at the start of this fight, already lost one of their two tires, and now are crab walking in the corner. Jackpot going in for more. They have Quantum trapped in the corner, right where they want them, and Quantum upside down again. That self-rider doesn't seem to be very helpful here, especially with those pieces taken out of it. Quantum needs to get out of that corner, but they can't right now. Well, Jackpot just helped them out right there, because after those couple of big shots there, and wow, huge shot from Jackpot. Couldn't even finish my statement, and Jackpot had already landed another haymaker on Quantum. Jackpot is just all over Quantum to start this fight out. Now we got a little head-on action between these two, and a couple more hits from Jackpot, who's pretty much playing with their food at this point. Quantum needs to do something big, but it just ain't happening. It sucks that losing one wheel makes such a difference for Quantum in a fight like this. A little over a minute left. Quantum may need a knockout to win this fight, but how can they do that with only one wheel? Gonna be a very difficult task, that is for sure. Jackpot just all over them. Knockout! So yeah, that's the fight right there. Jackpot needed to prevent Quantum from getting to the sides of the backside where Jackpot is most vulnerable, and they were very successful with that. They very quickly, very early on, got Quantum off balance and just started landing shot after shot with those deadly vertical spinners, including as soon as they got that wheel, like in that replay right there, that really turned the tide for this fight. Quantum just really struggled just to be able to fight back and defend themselves against those dual disc vertical spinners, but yeah, Jackpot proving to be as dominant as ever since that little plunder that we kind of saw in their opening round matchup. Great victory by them. Sucks that we have to see Quantum in the third place match. Fantastic robot, but this just was not a good matchup for them. So anyway, now we have tonight's final, where Ominous and Jackpot are going to fight it out for a grand final spot. What a matchup that should be, because those two robots have both been on major killing sprees and taken out quite a few difficult opponents in order to get to this point. Pretty well deserved from those two. Can't wait for that matchup. But before we get to that matchup, we have a third place match to determine. let's start talking about that match between Mo and Quantum. So coming into this match, Mo, 2 very destructive victories before losing that battle of brute force to Ominous and their drum spinner. And then on the right side we got Quantum, who outdrove their first 2 opponents, but couldn't do the same thing with Jackpot after they took that brutal KO. So now these 2 are going to fight it out for a confirmed spot in the Last Chance episode. So, what are both of these robots going to need to do? So, this is the second horizontal spinner Quantum will have fought this season, but Mo, I don't think they've ever fought anything like this. Well, no, that's not true actually. They fought Razor in their championship match, so they do have experience with Crushers, but Quantum is definitely a very different design from Razor, so we'll see how they do. So Mo's going to need to get their shots in as early as possible and avoid the box rush, because the box rush is certainly coming from Quantum. Quantum's strategy is almost certainly going to be slow down that horizontal spinner, potentially break that horizontal spinner, and bite into that exposed top, whether it's from the sides, the backside, or if they need to go head on and jam up that spinner. So yeah, this should be an exciting fight between these 2 robots. We got a hard-hitting horizontal spinner versus a well-driven, well-armored Crusher bot in the arena. So this should be a really fun 3rd place match. And yeah, as I said before, the winner will be confirmed a spot in the Last Chance episode. The losing robot may potentially be eliminated from the competition. They could get a spot in the Last Chance episode, but we've seen quite a few good resumes so far, so it's definitely going to be better to win this match rather than risk potentially missing out on a spot in the Last Chance episode. So anyway, I think we should go ahead and get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. Mo getting that spinner to speed, landing a shot onto the front of Quantum, now attacking the sides of Quantum. That's probably where Mo would prefer to strike. Try to avoid that wedge, attack some of the lessly armored sides right there. That's what they're trying to go for. Quantum trying to get in there and try to jam up that horizontal spinner before Mo can start dishing out too much damage to Quantum. And now Mo almost in the grasp of Quantum. Quantum very close to getting that bite in there. Mo might be coming a little too close, and now Quantum has him by the wheels right there. A decent couple of shots to the sides. Mo seems to be doing alright so far, but they might want to be careful about that Crusher. That Crusher has shown that Crusher has proven to be a weapon you do not want to underestimate, that is for sure. Mo off balance right now, Quantum charging in there, and now Quantum nearly getting a bite again. They might have grabbed a hold of that weapon. More pieces coming off. I believe they are primarily Quantum's. However, Mo just lost the wheel. I wonder if one of that previous bite on the tires did some real damage, because Mo just lost a second tire. Mo has lost both tires on that side, and they are inverted right now. And that weapon might also look to be a little off balance too. Quantum may have done some serious damage, and now they have Mo caught. They have that horizontal spinner jammed up, and they are digging in there with that Crusher. What a moment this is for Quantum. They have Mo pinned, and now Quantum catching him by the backside again. What a bite this is. What a driving battle, and what a redeeming fight for Quantum, getting the control board KO. Wow. So Quantum really knew what they needed to do in this match, and they got it done pretty well. They needed to get in there fast, jam up that horizontal spinner, and get a bite on some of those exposed areas and get to some of those internals. Mo definitely went a bit too risky attacking the front and the sides of Quantum. I think if they focused a little more on avoiding that front, I think things could have been a little different for Mo. But Quantum got in there pretty quickly, got the bites they needed, took out a couple wheels too, so very impressive victory by Quantum. Definitely can't wait to see what they'll do in the Last Chance episode. Yeah, we'll see if that was enough, Mo's resume was enough for them to get a spot in the Last Chance episode. But enough talk about that, because we have a grand final spot to determine, and it is between 2 vertical style spinners, 2 fellow BattleBots contenders, 2 rookies to the field of War Machines, and 2 robots that have been on a major killing spree so far this season, in Jackpot and Ominous. So to get to this point, Jackpot, 3 KOs so far, knocking off Doraemon, Sub-Zero, and Quantum to get here. Ominous, 2 KOs in a judge's decision, with victories over Bourbon 2, Thunderchild, and Mo in order to get here. So, what are these two robots going to need to do here? So yeah, I expect we're probably going to see lots of destruction in this match, as we've seen in both of these two bots' previous matchups. I think this is going to come down to who can get these first couple shots in, who can deliver the blows they want to before their opponent can, and pretty much just who doesn't end up in a million pieces by the end of this match. So, this should be a pretty fun one, because we have two spinners who have been on a roll so far. So I imagine whoever wins this is going to be pretty well deserving of that grand final spot, and the other one's just going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with in the last chance episode. So, regardless, this should be an awesome fight between two pretty destructive spinners. So, I think we should go ahead and get to this fight and determine who will be claiming the next spot in this season's grand final. Let's go ahead and get to this match. Time for this final to begin. Ominous, clearly the aggressor. Little weapon-on-weapon action between these two robots as both bots got their spinners at speed. And Jackpot laying the first huge shot, and Ominous has already lost a wheel. Looks like Jackpot, the reach of those vertical spinners is really helping it here. Saw a piece go flying off of Jackpot, but Ominous definitely is taking the worst of the punishment so far. So, huge shots right off the bat from Jackpot, time and time again. More shots being landed, and half of Ominous's discs just flew off after that weapon-on-weapon shot. Jackpot all over Ominous right from the start, and Ominous just lost a second wheel. Ominous struggling here. Jackpot winning every single weapon-on-weapon exchange so far. Ominous is really struggling just to fight back. They do have one wheel left. They do seem to be driving all right. They won't be able to get a countdown, but but Jackpot just still all over them, just coming in, looking to go in straight for the kill. Jackpot so dominant right from the start of this match, and we're only barely a little over a minute in.
Knockdown!
Well, that does it right there. Jackpot claims their spot in this season's grand final episode, and pretty well deserved by Jackpot with how they fought in this episode. Jackpot showed that they indeed had advantages going weapon on weapon. The reach of those two vertical spinners just helped them out so much in this match, helped them knock Ominous off balance to where they were able to just keep hitting them time and time again, causing all the damage they could, breaking the wheels, breaking off their front, knocking off bits of the self-rider. Half the weapon too. The damage that Jackpot caused was just insane in this match. So, gotta give lots of credit to Jackpot, because that was a well-deserved run and a well-deserved grand final spot that they just got here after this bracket. So yeah, that's going to do it for this group. So, the winners of this one, Jackpot is going to be awarded a grand final spot, while we'll see Ominous and Quantum for sure in the last chance section. Mo could also get there, but only half of the robots that were awarded 4th place in their semifinal will be awarded spots in the grand final. So we'll have to see if their resume was good enough to make it all the way here. So, yeah, so that's going to do it for this group. We will tune in next time to Heat I, which will start in the next episode, which features 12 more awesome robots who will all make their debut to this season. Features quite a few returning robots that have made quite an impression for themselves over the past 2 seasons, potentially, and then quite a few new robots who will be looking to stand out after the next episode, as well as a robot who was a top 16 finisher last season, who made the top 4 in the first season as well. So, quite a few big names in this one, quite a few hard hitters, and a lot of awesome matchups are sure to be coming. So I thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you enjoyed it and wish to tune into another one, be sure to hit that subscribe button, so that way you can check out the next episode right as it goes up. So, yeah, I think that's all from me. So thanks for watching once again, and I will see you all next time. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.